Sorry about that, y'all. I was froze there on my thumbnail picture for a second. I know, right? Cringe, maybe some would say. Corny. That's okay. Just be yourself. It's okay to be goofy sometimes. That's kind of my message for today. Just be yourself. If that's goofy, if that's silly, that's okay sometimes. If you're tuning in today, I appreciate it. Happy Father's Day, everyone. If you're tuning in today on the 21st, I've got to address this question I've been thinking about a lot. Investors, if you have been in the hobby, if you're thinking about investing in the future, you probably asked yourself the same question, which is not just what should I be buying, but should I be saving for this big 30th anniversary thing that's happening in a few months? I believe the official release date, and I'm going to get y'all flipped around. I believe it's sometime in September, and I want to say mid September. I should have had that with me, but that's okay. Sometime mid September, we're going to look at a little bit of the sneak peek of the set list, and I'm going to do some market analysis here in a minute, so just bear with me. I'm not going to make this a long one on the holiday weekend, but I hear a lot of people downing the set. So this is kind of for all y'all new investors, newbies out there. This happens a lot. Sets get hyped months before release, and then as it gets close to release, as we're in right now, I know we got a set or two before that, but it's coming up, right? 2 or 3 months, it'll be here before you know it. 30th will be here, and then you'll get all these people, all these content creators like downing the set. It's not that good. It's mid. Don't buy it. It's don't buy into the hype. And you know what? I say bring that on. I hope y'all keep saying that. Oh, look at this Delcatty. Look at this Metagross. They'll kind of overlook some of these big hitters like Charizard and this Pikachu that's supposedly going to be in it. Greninja, the Raikou. Oh, look, they're going to feature Buzzwhirl. Who cares about Buzzwhirl? Rayquaza. Well, that's probably going to be a big deal. First edition Pikachu, if it's got that first edition stamp, probably going to be a big deal. Gengar, Prime, probably going to be a big deal. These joining cards, you may think, oh, it's kind of a cheap gimmick. Nobody really liked that back then. Look, I got out of the hobby after I was a kid. I wasn't around to be able to pull a Crystal Lugia from E Series. So to me, that's going to be nostalgia that I never had. So this is going to be a huge chase card. Magikarp, we did actually pull one a few years ago when packs were cheap from Paldea Evolved, but some of these older sets, it's got a pretty good range of from beginning up to now. I think could they've always done better? Yes, you can always critique that. But the Mew V Max from Fusion Strike, very playable card at the time. Same with the Arceus. Are there going to be a lot of cards that people kind of go, psh, no big deal? Yes, there are. But you can't tell me that with Lugia, with Magikarp, with Palkia level X, with a Gengar Prime, with another base Charizard. Hopefully, they do a nice little spin on it and make it something a little different. Maybe a first edition stamp, maybe a Cosmos Hollow. I don't know. But if they put just a little bit of different spin on it, so it's not exactly the same as the base, exactly the same as the 5 years ago, the 25th one, then I think that'll probably still pop. Either way, it's Charizard, it's base set remake. It's gonna be good. The Pikachu and Zekrom is gonna be great. Anything featuring OG trainers like Misty or Brock, they're gonna be awesome. Like so, brings me back to that point. Let those content creators, let those people down the set. And I hope the rumors are true that Pokemon is printing this into the ground because I would love to buy enough to keep some sealed and buy enough to open and enjoy and try to master the set. That's what I want to do. So I did it for the 25th and I'd like to do it for the 30th. Um, maybe I heard these cards are going to be promos, but they might be top five in the entire set, even despite them being promos. And that is this awesome Umbreon and Espeon. You can't see on the Umbreon, this little logo's blocking it, but both have Eevees in the picture. So many Easter eggs. Like up here, you've got Mewtwo flying around, or it looks like Mew or Mewtwo. I think Mew's in one of these. Tropius. There's all kinds of Easter eggs. If you zoom in closely, it's got kind of a celebration theme in the background, fireworks going off, and the clouds and the fireworks smoke uh, making this 30 symbol. So really, really awesome. If these have texture, which I heard they're going to, I don't care if these are in a UPC and they're guaranteed promos, or if they're in maybe an ETB, maybe they're doing like a light and a darkness ETB, and one will be one will be in the other. These are going to be insane. Whatever item has these, stack up on that item. That is going to be what I'm going to try to do. If I have enough money, it's hard to keep up with just buying at least one or two little items of every set, right? Because most of us don't have deep pockets, and like a lot of these big creators, and no offense to them, if they've got the money, great. Most of y'all watching are probably like me. Maybe you can afford a ETB a month, maybe a booster box a month, maybe not even that. Sometimes maybe it's just a few single cards a month. Guys, go through your bulk. If you've been opening, I'm going through tons of singles. $1, $2 singles, $4 hollows that it didn't know I had. Just go through your bulk, find a means to sell them, whether that's at a card show, your local card shop. I'm telling you, bulk adds up. Here's another stack. Just $1. I'm going to have them in a dollar binder because I do vend at card shows every once in a while. So this is just a fat stack of $1 hollows, and they do sell good at card shows. No, you're not going to sell out the whole binder, but a dollar here, a dollar there, that all adds up. It all adds up. Work an extra job. Like, if this stuff matters to you, now's going to be the time to get it when it first releases, because it's going to be, hopefully you won't have to wait in line at 8 p.m. the night before. Hopefully you can just show up at maybe an hour or two early before the store opens. Targets, Walmarts, Best Buys, whatever. And hopefully they're going to have so much of it that everyone, even in the back of the line, is going to get some. That's what I'm hoping. And I hope there's so much that even the Facebook marketplace flippers have so much flooded that the prices remain low. I'm doubtful on that, but that's all I can hope for, and I'm going to keep buying as much as I can of it, as much as I can afford, whether that's an ETB a month or two or one or maybe just a few packs. I'm going to try to open the set. I'm going to try to get every promo. So I've been in the hobby 6 years. I hardly ever master sets, and this is one that I do want to do. So long term, I think these will be great singles in the binder, as singles prices go up over time. I know they're more volatile, but they do go up over time. And sealed will also always be king, in my opinion. Buy some if you can at MSRP, and whatever you got to do, I think you're not going to want to miss it. Now, is it going to be the most investable? I can flip it in 6 months and make 300%. That I'm not going to sit here and say yes, because it might, but it might not. And honestly, I'd be happy if it didn't, because I'd like to pick up a ton of this, as much as I can over the next year at MSRP or close to it as possible. And I would love to pick a bunch up just to have stacked up for the future. 5 years, 10 years, whatever that holding period you're looking at. So just to highlight a few things, I know they're going to have an ETB for this set. Well, what if you would have first bought an ETB from Celebrations? It's well over $400 now. It was kind of hovering around that $380 range. If you would have bought one of these at $50 5 years ago, you've nearly 8x'd. You've 800% on your money. And I know that's 5 years ago, but 8x, you would hope to 2x in the stock market at 10% return every 7 years. This is 5 years, and you have 8x'd. Not 2x, 8x'd. That's a huge, Huge difference. The staple item being that, okay, let's say 10 years ago, you would have had maybe 150% on your money in the stock market. Let's say that. Even if you say, you know what, we did great with our investments, 200% in the stock market. 10 years ago, you could have bought this for $50. I think this was in the XY era. I wish I would have been around back then. I missed out. Didn't get back into it until early Sword and Shield, around COVID time. But, I mean, you can't even calculate this. If you've 2x your money in the stock market in a 10-year period, you've done pretty well. This was around a $50 item. You would have 10x would be 500. So you've 50x'd your money? Like, what is that in percentage? Massive. So, I mean, I'm just trying to add that up. Just percentage gain, is that like 20,000% gain? So 100x would be $500, right? 1,000%. So is it like 5,000% gain? It's insane. No matter what the number ends up being, it's blows the stock market out of the water. Like pennies compared to $100 bills. Insane. So yeah, 10 years. Who still has these sealed 10 years ago? From 10 years ago, not many people. But that's the premiums you can see when you hold a sealed item. You protect it. You don't let it get any tears or rips. Don't move it around. Don't handle it too much. And Generations didn't have a ton of items, honestly. This 30th is going to have a ton of items, SKU numbers. They had these little collection boxes, but look how much they are. Some of them, I don't remember how much this was. Probably like a $50 item if I had to guess. Maybe $40. I mean, it's recent sales, $1,000. Even that, okay, it's not as good as the ETB. Stick with your staple items. Your ETBs are going to be premium. And if there's a queue for the Pokemon Center and they make PC ETBs, even more premium. I would love to get a few of those too. But still, if this is a $50 item, and I think it was a lot cheaper than that back then, you've 10x to get to 400. This item's selling for 1,000. So you've 25x'd your money versus 2x on the stock market, 2x on the stock market maybe in 10 years. Even these singles pull rates were really good in Generations. I watched a lot of openings. I actually did open a couple packs myself. Overpaid for them but at the time, but pull rates were great. And none of these cards were expensive. None of them. They were all... This Charizard was probably a couple dollars back then when the set was released. Even a year ago, it was only 11. So, yeah, I mean, 9 years ago when it was first released, I'm pretty sure this was around $1 card. Even some of these nicer ones, like these Pikachus, this Flareon that features the trio, these were probably $10 to $20 cards at most. And now look at them. Even the singles have 20x'd. Celebrations, the more recent one, I do have a few items. Let's just take a more recent thing. These Charizard boxes selling for around 140, 150 bucks. You could buy them at Walmart all day long. They were sitting on shelves for 20 bucks. I've saw them even decent amount of time after release. They were still showing up on Walmart shelves. So they were there. I bought a bunch. We opened a bunch, and I was able to just about master the set from just opening so many. And it's a small set, yep, so we did. I still ended up having to buy this bad boy, the Charizard, because I just could not pull it. It made me furious because we opened a ton of packs. Enough on the average where I should have pulled that stupid card, but pulled numerous Blastoise, numerous Venusaur, a couple Magikarp, but just could not pull Charizard. I hope I'm wrong on the 30th. I hope I'm able to pull that one soon. But bought this for 20 bucks 4 to 5 years ago because they were still getting released well after its release. So let's say 4 years ago, You could have bought some if you found them at Walmart for 20 bucks. You've 7x'd at 140. 700% gain in 5 years. You're lucky to get a double up in the stock market in that time. So just insane, just insane. And just to kind of recap, if y'all are thinking about, hey, let me grab some of this before it's too late, for my pockets, Generations is, you very rarely see it, first of all, and two, it's just out of my price range. I just missed out. I wasn't collecting back then. If I had $2,000 to drop on an ETB, I wouldn't do it. I would just buy a bunch of cheaper mega booster boxes or save up for this 30th and buy a ton of that. I would not spend that much on Generations personally, unless I had just a crap ton of money to spend every month on the hobby, which I don't. And my guess is most of you don't either, which is fine, because we ain't all rich. I'm not either. I'm a poor boy like most of the people out there, just trying to buy 1, 2, 3 little things at a time, trying to make some gains, maybe sell that and put it into something else, or keep it and just cherish it, display it, or keep it in a tub, and maybe in 10 years, hopefully it goes up and you'll be ready to sell at that time. But whatever the reason, I'm not faulting anybody for scalping, for waiting a long term. Like, I think honestly nobody wants to say it, but everybody waiting in line for this stuff, some people do open, and I do open a little bit too, but most of them instantly put it on and flip it. That's just the signs of the times. There's enough people willing to buy or trade for that market value. It's established. It's market value. It is what it is. Like, don't hate anybody for doing it, because if they waited in line hours and hours to get this stuff, that's time spent. So what items would I be targeting? I don't think it's too late, honestly. If you have a little bit of a deep pockets and you've got 400 bucks, I don't think it's time. I broke down, and I didn't pay 400, but it was close to it, and recently bought one of these. I had saved and saved for it. I'd sold a few items. For me, it was a big purchase, and I bought one. Was it to flip in 6 months or 3 months? No, it wasn't. It was because I was able to find those V boxes in the store back then, but I could never find ETBs, and I was stupid and didn't buy one a year ago when they were 200 bucks. So I'm like, you know what? This is the staple item. I want one long term to keep in my personal collection, sealed. I finally broke down and found a reputable seller, met him, no tears, no rips. He had a few. He let me pick from the best, which one I thought was best, and I was happy with it. So I'm just happy I have one in my collection. If you don't, and you're kind of like that, I would go ahead and pick one up now. It's starting to rise. It's already at 450. I mean, it was at like 380 about a few weeks ago. It is going up fast, and it's not going to stop. This is a freight train that's not going to stop until well after the 30th anniversary. You may see a lull where it kind of flattens for a few days, maybe a week or two, but it's going to keep doing this. What it did right there that last week. It's going to keep going up. Mark my words, it's going to. It is. Buy one now if you really want it. Other items, to me, the best value, to me, this is still a glitch. This is your Pokématrix glitch in the Matrix. It's still a glitch, and I did a video about this a few weeks ago. Your regular V-Union box, look at this glitch. I mean, can y'all believe this? 200, low 200s. This has 4 packs of Celebrations, 2 packs of the Sword and Shield. 4 Celebration, 2 normal packs. Low 200s. Call it 210, 220. The market price on this is $215. This has 2 extra Celebrations packs. So, now, are there any for sale like that? Doesn't look like it. But if you're at a card show and someone is just looking at that market price and you find any, buy it. If you have the money, buy this sucker right now. This is the premium version. It's got a playmat. Instead of 4 like the other box I showed you, it's got 6 Celebrations. Hello, those are $35 a piece, those packs. That's $70 extra right there. And if you're sitting there looking at one that's 210 and one that's 220 that has two extra $70 worth of value in packs, and by the way, it does have a third extra Sword and Shield pack, that's kind of not that big a deal, but it's still an extra pack. And it's still got the Jumbo V Union card, still got the four that total up to the V Union, and it's got that playmat. It's a nice playmat. So, heck yeah, this is what I would be doing. And if you want to take on space, these bulky, no, I don't want to do a survey. These bulky figure collection boxes, they have a lot of packs in them. I think 8. I actually picked up 2 of these. I sold some items. I found someone that was well under market locally, and just luck, I guess, just a blessing. And I found it, and made a deal for this and one of those boxes I just mentioned, the premium playmat, and worked out a deal, and it was well under market. So I was super happy because I don't really want to keep these long term, but to me in 6 months I'd like to flip it, hopefully double my money, and then just put that into something else. Hopefully buy a bunch of 30th anniversary with that money. Like, this isn't really for me to get rich. It's to make a few bucks on the side, but it's to make those giant profits so I can feed that right back into the business. The business being sealed, singles, whatever you think's going to pop off. You're trying to buy something, and long-term holds, put them away, keep them long-term. But this, to me, was a short-term play. I bought it well under market, so you always make your money when you buy, right? Well, that's what I did. He even had a box, and I looked it over, and it had a big cut, like seems like from a box blade when they open the box. And I was like, man, this is kind of a big deal. So he knocked off quite a bit, and I picked that one up too. He had a clean one that I bought, plus the playmat, and this one. Awesome pickup for me, I believe, because it's still worth way more than that, just breaking down the box for the packs. So, but I'll sell the box as is and just have a discount on the box. I bought it a lot cheaper, which was already well under market. So he knocked off some money for the cut from the box blade at the top of this box. And heck yeah, I don't think you're going to find a whole lot of sellers under 300, maybe 280. But with it being a big, fat, bulky box, if you find it in the low twos, pick this up because it's got, I think, 8 packs of celebrations. So that's like $280 right there just in the celebrations pack. The figure may be worth a little bit. The 3 or 4 extra packs you get, it's 4, I believe, three, sorry, worth a little bit. To my knowledge, most of them did not have Evolving Skies. So if you're really looking for a nice double up, like I said before on previous videos, this Charizard V and the Sylveon V version of this box did have some iterations that had, back here in the top 2 packs, they had some that were crap. Some were like Darkness Ablaze and Battle Styles. Okay, they're older, not that valuable, right? Some of these iterations, if you can tell by peeking up at the top in person, they had Evolving Skies and Fusion Strike. That's gold if you can find those and still buy them for this market price. Because the savvy people selling are probably going to want more, probably like 200 if they have one of those versions. But if you catch one that has it and they're just listing it for market price and they didn't even really catch the packs in the back, buy them. You got instant money right there, even if you break it down for just the packs. I don't even know what Evolving Skies is going for now, probably 40 or 50 bucks for a loose pack. So that's my 2 cents. Yes, I think 30th is going to be hyped, and I'm praying that these people just continue to down it, say it's mid, because I just hope that, in combination with the idea of them printing a whole lot, which makes sense, right? Because they're not seemingly pumping out a lot of product right now. Maybe that's because they are actually focusing on the 30th and they're just going to do a massive dump of it. And I hope it's not just day one. I hope it's like a massive dump over the next several months after release, well into next year. I hope that's the case. But yes, I do think it's investable. I don't think you're going to you may not get your quick flips like I can double up well, I mean, the set's probably going to still be hyped. It's probably still going to be over 100 in ETB. is my guess, because this market is crazy and you should not underestimate it. But still, is it going to be like, I don't know, 10x in 6 months, something ridiculous? Probably not. But long term is what I would be thinking. I don't want to sell this. Something, anniversary sets like this, they only come around every 5 to 10 years, right? So to me, I want to keep it long term. I want to open some and keep some long term. That's my mentality. Y'all can do what you want. Take this advice as you will, as you see fit. But yes, I think this is going to be an awesome set, and I am praying that they're dumping a ton of it, and that all those content creators just keep downing the set like it's mid, because I'm just going to keep on buying, and I hope that hopefully that works and it brings the price down a little bit. It probably won't. Probably upon release, it's still going to be hyped, but we'll see. But I do think it's worth buying. So if you're saving, if you're in a holding period right now or a waiting period, just not sure what to buy, definitely wait until this set. Maybe buy a little bit of the next set that's coming out with the Rayquaza set, a little bit of Pitch Black maybe, but I wouldn't go all in on those. To me, if I'm going in on any this year, it's definitely going to be the 30th. That's my take. Appreciate y'all watching. Have a good one. Catch y'all on the next one.